Hey friends, welcome back to Let's Talk Roleplay, a podcast centered around roleplay discussion and generally how to be a more supportive and thoughtful role player for your community. And our community happens to be Next Chapter Roleplay, so stoked you're here with us today. We're your hosts. That's Mr. Conniption from right here on Twitch, where you can find him playing notable characters such as Desmond, Clarence, Chief of Police, Arlo Colt. I can't even do the voice. And my favorite, Roscoe from the Bangarang Gang, which I really do love that voice. If you haven't heard it, you got to hear this guy do it. I'm Rez from Aliens for Humans, where I play games like Hell Let Loose and GTA RP, and I play characters such as Chonky Gimbal from the Bangarang Gang, Ruby Rhodes, the reporter, and your friendly neighborhood Alistair White, whoever that may be. With us, as always, is our incredible audience right here on Twitch. That's you. That's the person I'm talking about right now, sitting at your house or in your car or wherever you're at. Tell us where you're at in your thing so I know. Give me your address.
Where are you?
Where are you? Write the names down, Mr. Arlo. If you want to help us out here on the Twitch, give Arlo a like here on I say Arlo, Mr. Conniption here on Twitch. Give him a like or a follow or a sub. Subs are always good too. You're really helping him out here, especially for our podcast here. Let's Talk Roleplay. Arlo does a really good stream here. He does it like 5 or 6 nights a week, so you should be here watching him do stuff. Arlo, you do stuff, right?
I do stuff sometimes.
We do stuff sometimes. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Feel free to shout out questions throughout the day. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different topics. We're going to have a special guest. But first, let's get to our very special topic of the day, because we always get one every week. Last week was listening, reacting, which was a perfect topic for roleplay, which I really loved. This week is... Are you ready?
That is the slowest drum roll ever, Rez. That's better. That's better.
I'm the old people from Christmas Vacation. Role-playing multiple characters. Yeah. All right. Heck yes. What's up? What's up? Who out there plays multiple characters? I want to know. Shout your characters. I want a list of all the characters you play in the chat so I can read them off later on. I see you out there, Woo-wee, Days, Deputy Voodoo. Y'all are out there. You're seen. I see you. I think I saw Sylvie earlier there too.
Sylvie, yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Why is playing roleplay, or why is role-playing multiple characters important, especially for us as role players, if we want to just generally get better at roleplay? For me, I'm going to read something that I have a little written here. The biggest thing for me is the creation process. I love creating new stories, new connections. It gives me endless possibilities as a creator. If I get stuck or bored with one character, I can easily pop into another, and it feels like a fresh new game. And because I do this on the regular, it helps with burnout. I don't really get burnt out on my characters too often. Typically, when I'm sitting at work or if I'm driving around and I'm thinking about roleplay and I'm thinking about the characters I want to play them all, because I leave a little meat on the bone. So when I come back, it's like ready to play. I don't get burnt out. Mr. Conniption, what about you? You play a lot of different characters. I just listed like 4 of them. For you, why do you think it's important to play multiple characters?
I mean, you've already touched on it, but it's refreshing to be able to jump to a different perspective. And I've always said too that it's good, especially if you're on both sides of the law, because then you see what the law enforcement does and has to do, and the rules they have to follow, and then you see the other side of it as well. But it's so, like, since Arlo is my main, it's nice to have my other crims or even just goof around characters, like old man characters and drunk men characters, and so it's a nice nice break sometimes.
Gives you a chance to like bounce from those characters, because I'm sure if you're playing as Arlo, you're very sometimes when you get into a character, and we've talked to multiple guests about this, is you work with that character so often that it almost starts to feel like work. It's like, all right, well, I gotta get my shift started at 7, and like it adds like a responsibility to your role play, which is, a lot of us, that's what we're kind of looking for a little bit. But sometimes it gets kind of tiresome, especially like a character like a chief of police. I would imagine you're doing a lot of like logistical work, right?
In the beginning, it's slowing down a little bit now with it, with the department being staffed, and so it's not as nearly as bad as it was. But in the beginning, it was really like, I mean, Arlo's phone still rings all the time. Let's be real, but I mean, it was always something.
So it's nice to be able to switch to different characters to be able to have kind of like a little break.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, for me, it helps with creative block. If if I'm not really feeling Arlo as a character, or if I don't know where a story's going, it helps kind of unblock, some of that.
That's a really good point. It's a really good point. Oftentimes you'll find yourself like, oh, I got this big decision I gotta make, right? And it's like, how do I kind of handle this? If you can pop into a different POV for a little bit, it'll kind of let your brain kind of, you know, get the juices flowing because it's not stuck over here doing the thing, right? So it can kind of like tie some knots when you're not like exactly like thinking on it, if that makes sense, right? So you're right, it probably does make it a lot easier. Somebody that we have tonight, currently our guest, is known for playing lots of different characters. It's kind of why we picked the topic this week. It was a tough choice because they're so welcoming in the community. They're really well known for being that person that's so welcoming to every single person that comes in and going out of their way, to the point where they've created characters simply for the fact of, and this is an important reason to create multiple characters, she had a reasoning behind them, was to inspire a friend of hers or friends of hers to come and do more RP, different character RP, try different things out than their regular or whatever. And it ended up working, and it ended up inspiring a lot of different people in the community to come and be involved in that way, right? You guys may know who we're talking about. Arlo, you ready to bring her out?
I don't have any fireworks. I forgot the lighter.
No fireworks, no lighters. We don't need a fireworks. We don't need a lighter. Before we do bring her out, I want to read Big Days Tears characters. We got Bo and Walker, Beauregard, Willie Stroker, Carl Carter, and Mike D'Angelo. I like those names. Julian Cruz, Jay Bowden. What's up, A-Rod? Wooey says G, Merle, Jackie Sun, DeMarco Truly. That's a good name, DeMarco Truly. Me, Bennett Taylor, Adam Jones, Bubba J. I want to meet Bubba J. Brianna Gaming, how's it going, friend? Any other characters out there? Guys, thanks so much for sharing all your characters with us. This person, we're going to name it the characters they play, but before I go down their list of amazing accomplishments as a human being, they play characters such as Daisy May, Stella D'Ora. I think I said it wrong. Stella Dora. Stella Dora. That's what it is. Stella Dora. Mama Sass. Can't get that one wrong. Karen Karanopolis, just to name a few of them. They join us all the way from Florida. Do we have music going for this? I'm just curious.
There's music.
They're a 20. Perfect. They're a 20-time All-American ophthalmologist owner of the year winner, a 3-time dancing queen machine. She's currently looking for her golf cart, and my favorite thing of all, she's an incredible human being. She's the one. She's the only. Gina loves gaming. Yeah, the whole crowd's cheering for you.
The golf cart searching.
The golf cart searching. Gotta find it. How's it going, friend?
It's going. How's it going?
It's going so good. We're glad to have you. There's so many different characters we could have chosen there to like do bits about. You're so well known for all these different people. I'm excited to have you on tonight to talk about this.
I'm excited to be here. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. The chat's screaming for you. Gemma and Lainey. I see you out there, sassy Gemini. Officer Harper says, it's weird because it looks like you two are staring deeply into each other's eyes. We are.
Right. I mean,
I would say that's not weird. It's built into the show.
Hey, there you go. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Okay, I lost clearly.
What?
Arlo lost the staring contest.
He did. I'm so stoked you're here. You play multiple characters. Also, Harper plays multiple characters too, if everybody knows him. Also has an old man character. Appreciate everybody coming in to chat tonight to talk about it. Gina, we wanted to play some games to kind of get us started today and to have some fun. Are you down for that?
Down. Let's do it.
Mr. Connection, we need a little. Yeah, we need a little bit of that. Yeah. He's already on it. Did you do that with a button? Was that your mouth?
That was my
That
mouth.
was his mouth.
That was my mouth.
That's impressive, and that's not the only impressive things he can do with his mouth. Cool. Well, here we go.
Look, I told you that in confidence.
He can tie his.
I can tie my shoestrings with
with his tongue. You should see him do it. It's real gross. He starts at the bottom of the shoe, Cool. Let's play a game called Mind Meld. It's where we all get connected from chat to in here with us. Me, Gina, and Mr. Arlo here. I just want to call you Arlo, Mr. Conniption. So first things first, in chat at home, I need 2 words. This is 4 with my fingers, but 2. I need 2 words. Any word will do. You can just say 1 word or 2 word, however you want to do it. Think words like preferably not a food. So like blender or blanket or ghost or parrot. You know what I mean? Just random words. We're going to pick 2 and then we're going to start playing our little mind meld here. First off, I want to talk to Gina about, Gina, where'd you grow up? I saw where you said you grew up in New Jersey.
I'm from New Jersey, northern New Jersey.
Cool.
Almost New York City. But yeah.
So
that's where I get my accent from.
I was going to say, do you feel like you have an accent?
I didn't until I started meeting all of these people.
all these people, all these people in this roleplay community is what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're all from like Middle America, right?
Correct.
Right. All of a sudden, you're like,
all
wow.
Of a sudden, I talk funny.
Yeah. You probably have friends that are like, you can't even understand what they're saying.
Yep. Yeah.
Can you, as far as the accent goes, because it's such an iconic accent because of film and New York City just being a big part of the globe for the past, 1,000 years or whatever. It is a very iconic accent, I would say. So when someone hears it that doesn't hear it on the regular, it's instantly a character, which is a gift for someone, you know what I mean? When your character talks, they already kind of sound like a character because you have an accent. Do you find like when you go home and stuff, your accent starts to pour out more? Or like when you talk to your old friends?
So like my accent? No. This is how I talk. I talk normal. But when I do a different character, it's hard for me to not talk in that character when I'm being me.
Right. I love it.
I've literally gone to work and I was talking on the phone and had a Southern accent while I was working in New Jersey.
I just like pretended to do a Southern accent?
No, because I was so used to doing the Southern accent for so long while I was RPing that I forgot that I didn't have a Southern accent.
So is it a New Jersey accent? Like if I'm from New York, I could tell right away, like, oh, she's from Jersey.
North Jersey, for sure.
Oh, and they'd be able to tell, like, she's from North Jersey.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting, because for someone like me who's just kind of from, all over America, it's like, to me, you just sound like a person from New York.
Correct.
Right.
When you're from North or South Jersey.
I picked up on the Jersey, but what is it that separates or makes a difference between, North and South Jersey as far as dialect goes or accent?
Have you ever spoken to Whiskey?
Yes.
Whiskey's from South Jersey, and he doesn't talk like me. He talks.
Oh, it's not talk. It's tack.
Yep. Yeah. So I think I was so close to New York that's where I got the accent from. Mm-hmm.
Where they tack.
Mm-hmm.
No. I roleplay a game called Hell Let Loose, and it's a World War II game, and so I always try to use like a New York Bronx accent or something, but I don't know anything about New York, so I just talk like this. Oh my god, I can't believe it exploded. That could be from Chicago. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm just making something up, right? Like I have no idea. But anytime I cross somebody from New York or whatever, they instantly like call me out, basically.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You're not from here, and I'm like, yeah.
So I traveled all the way up to Boston once, and I went in to pick up lunch from somewhere, and all I said to the guy when I walked in was, "How you doing?" And the guy looked at me and he said, "Where the hell are you from?" Like he almost seemed pissed off that
you were there, not from the area.
Yeah, it wasn't, "Hey, how are you?" Where the hell are you from?
Like wasting your breath talking to me and asking me how my day was. Where are you from? Jesus.
Just give me my food.
Yeah. I'm from Boston. Holy shit, you took 30 seconds to talk just now. You're like one of those trees from Lord of the Rings. No Lord of the Rings fans in here. Come on, they take forever to talk. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna play Mind Meld now that we have something.
First suggestion we got was Knife and Serial Killer.
cool. What we're gonna do is we have Sassy and Deputy. They both threw out some words. They threw out knife and serial killer and snow and shadow. So we're just gonna mix the two, right? So let's just do knife and shadow. Cool. All right. So we're gonna try to do a game called Mind Meld here. What it's gonna do is connect us to the audience, and it's gonna connect us here in this little chat, so we can get to discussing some role play discussion. We're gonna take those two words, and we're gonna try to think of a word that connects the two of them. The first thing that pops in our head is perfect. You don't have to stress out about it. Just whatever pops in your head is what we want, and we'll work with what we got. So right now we have we're gonna start with knife and shadow. Knife and shadow. So I'll you guys whenever you're ready. Knife and
One.
shadow.
2,
One,
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Psycho.
Dark. Ooh.
Psycho and dark.
I thought about
I
the
love it. I thought about the movie Psycho where he's doing the stab thing. Perfect. So we got Psycho and dark now. Great job. So Psycho and dark. Psycho and dark.
Mm.
Okay.
1.
Okay. You got anything?
1.
Okay. Go ahead, Yelty.
1, 2, 3. Crazy.
Batman.
Ooh, crazy and Batman. Perfect. Crazy and Batman. Ready? 1.
2.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Scarecrow.
The Joker.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so close. Cool. So the Joker and Scarecrow. Oh, perfect.
What?
The Joker and the
Y'all
Scarecrow.
got this. Y'all got this.
Ready? 1.
Okay. 1, 2,
2, 3.
The Wizard of Oz.
Villain. Villain. Cool. Perfect. We have villain and Wizard of Oz. Our minds are melding. I can feel them connecting. All of our brain cells are connecting. So we have villain and Wizard of Oz. I think I've got it. Ready? 1.
2.
1, 2, 3.
The Wicked Witch.
Wicked Witch of the We did a mind. We did a mind. We did a mind. Woo!
We did it.
We did it. Everybody at home should be losing it. I want you guys throwing shirts,
Throwing chairs.
Throwing
maybe
chairs.
not chairs.
Chunking pencils on my table. Sorry.
I wonder if anybody else thought Wicked Witch.
Wicked Witch. Did anybody at home think Wicked Witch once we said it? Somebody was thinking Joker. Perfect. Good. That was great. We were all real close there, real good connecting, and we got a mind meld out of it. Gina loves gaming. I'm giving her the snaps. Can we get...
I can't do both. I can only do one.
Really?
I'm snap disabled.
You remember how like kids could do the dip thing, where they snap with their... Yeah, like you
My
get a can.
son used to do that. Yeah.
It's because you get like a can of dip and you practice or whatever. I used to sell dip as a kid, but I never did it myself because I thought it was gross and it burnt my lip.
You sold dip as a kid? So what? You went to the store and you got it and you resold it at school?
Yes, my brother would buy me like like whatever I needed, and then on the way to school, everybody would meet at the same on Walker Drive, and then they would roll up with dollar bills and or $5 bills or whatever, and just get a dip or whatever on the way to school. Yeah.
Dollar bills, yo.
Dollar bills, yo. I don't want to recommend it to my kids. Shut your door! We're talking adult things.
Shut the damn door!
Shut the damn door!
Damn it, Reggie!
God dang it, Reggie! Cool. Now that we've done a mind meld, I feel super connected to Gina Loves Gaming. Guys, can we post their stream in the Twitch right now so we can all go sub to Gina Loves Gaming? You run an incredible stream over there. You're super kind. You're super supportive. Where does all that energy come from?
I've always been that way. Like super energetic. I won't tell you what they used to call me in high school because I had so much energy.
I'm trying to think. Supersonic?
What did you say?
Crackhead?
Yes.
We did
a mind meld.
melded.
We did a mind meld.
They used to call me crackhead because I was always like, let's go. Like I was part of like all of the little sports teams. I was on, like, I was a wrestling scorekeeper. I was a cheerleading manager. I was in track. I used to do a lot. I used to be very involved in the school stuff.
Like to hustle, putting out a lot of energy, supporting other people.
Yes.
Yeah, that fits in. That fits all the boxes of so yeah, you've carried that obviously into your social life and your adult life, and the community that you have been in, the communities that you've been in are better because of it. Really appreciate it, especially new people. I know I said it at the beginning, but lots of people have stories about you being the first person that they came in contact in city, including, I believe, Rick Meir. I heard him the other day in his stream talking about, like, oh yeah, you were the first person I met in city and you were so kind and you walked me through everything. And
like I said, I was a lot of people's first.
Yeah.
They weren't mine, but I was theirs.
It's just okay.
No, go ahead.
Nope,
he's not going there.
Nope, not going there. Not touching it. Not touching it.
Well, let's talk about how much of an impact being someone's first has on them, and how it can really change how you view a server or a city, right? We got lots of people at home watching this at their place or wherever you're at in the world. When people come into the city, and you've been in there for months, and you've been like your character or whatever, how you're welcoming someone else into the community, as far as, like, you know, they went through an application process. They're like hoping to be kind of welcomed into the city. Depending on who they meet on their first week or two, might depend on how long they stay in this city, right? Or who they end up becoming in the city. So why do you think, Gina, now that I have you here, what are some things that people can do or be on the lookout for to help new people so they can kind of do the similar thing that you've been doing?
Say that again. What are some things that
people could be doing that you do that are like, that help people, like you find that help welcome people into the community?
I do.
What do you do?
I don't know. I have if you know me, you know that I have a lot of energy,
right,
in the city, and I'm constantly like all over the place. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. I'm trying to get people to just enjoy what the city has to offer. And I get that also from other people. So like with Arlo, when Daisy RPs with Arlo, there's stuff in the city that she didn't even notice existed. Like the views that she's seeing, like she didn't even know they existed. So being able to bring that to people that they wouldn't notice that these things are around or what's available to them, like show them around.
Right.
Them.
Like, Gotcha. Like go on experience, go show them something in the city that's there. What were you gonna say, Arlo?
I think to answer the question for her, I guess, I think she's really good at creating characters that generate RP. Like Stella, for example. She called Arlo one night looking for her lost husband, who then later ended up being a huge pain in the ass, and she wanted to return him. But and that sort of spread throughout the city because Arlo had he called all the officers, and so she's really good at creating characters that generate RP for others.
I try to. I do, but thank you.
But sometimes you rob them and send people to
I'm
hospital.
looking at that.
And
Maverick's like, she robbed me the first day. And that's Jasper Bennett, the school one. He's like, she robbed me too.
Oh, look. Sometimes, you know, it goes the other way too, baby.
Hey, you can't control the RP, okay? It just happens.
Yeah. Let it flow through you, baby. Hey, okay, cool, perfect. So, before we get real diving into today's topic, I really want to kind of hear where Gina started her role play at. Right, we all kind of have our own journey. I know you guys at home maybe have stumbled into RP. I only started RP a little over a year ago, and only found this community less than a year ago. So it's like it's all kind of fresh and new to me. Some people have been doing it for years. Gina, what was your role play experience like when you first started out?
I didn't know Roleplay existed like this until I saw one of Harper's streams. And that was in the old WR09 back in August of 2019. And he was hilarious and so funny. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I was just like this, like my eyes were wide open looking at my phone going, what is this place? You know?
I had a similar experience. I was just like, wait, what? People do this
Like,
full time and they've been doing it forever?
That's what I'm like, oh my God, I need to do this.
Yes.
And it just so happens that 3 days before I bought my son a gaming PC, and he didn't get it because it became my gaming PC.
Swipe.
I
Yoink.
totally yoinked it from him. And yeah, like I think the same night or the next day I was in WRO9 RPing with Joe Blow, and I was Daisy the biker. And yeah, that was it. And I really enjoyed it. I just, for me, it felt natural. It felt normal and natural. You know, you have to learn the verbiage and, muscles and, flying,
Right. The
that part was
verbiage,
something that I had to learn, but it just came natural. For me, it just came natural. I just enjoyed it. I'm definitely a character. So yeah, it was fun. And I still love it.
And coming from like your high school experience or knowing your high school experience now, you kind of sound like, excuse me, you kind of sound like a social butterfly, right? So you, and in doing this, you can kind of go from place to place and get your social pollen or whatever from group to group throughout the day and talk to different people. So it kind of scratches that itch too. Did you start streaming it really fast as soon as you got in, or did it take you a little bit?
September 15th, 2019, I started streaming it.
She's got a tattoo on her shoulder blade. That's so cool.
What?
Like, I remember the exact date.
Oh, me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I won't forget. They saw me in Harper's stream, and they're like, Daisy, does Daisy stream? Daisy needs to stream, because the things that used to come out of her mouth were, there's a line.
Right. Twitch is PG. I don't know.
Yeah. She used to just pirouette over that thing.
Just be gone. So at what point did you find yourself creating multiple characters to play with? At what point were you like, was there ever a point where you were like, 6 months into the same character, or have you always been like, I'm gonna play a billion characters from the start?
So I think it was like 2 months after I created Daisy, I went and created Cassie. Cassie was from the South, and she ended up owning the nightclub that was in that city. And that was the first time that I created a different character. So, and one with an accent that I was just not familiar with, that I didn't think that I could pull off. But one thing that I learned about like having a different accent was, and I learned this also from Damien's character, from Corey's character, you have to find a word. So for me, it was, y'all come back now, you hear? And once I did that, I could get back into the country Southern accent.
Right.
So I had to just keep repeat, because I would go into Jersey like all over, and I'm like, no, hold on, this is Cassie,
It's so easy, yeah.
It's so easy. But
yeah.
In next chapter, I find this server so interesting, and I just love everybody in it, and we're all like really, really like, I think you could tell that we all love being there. This is a place where I have found that I can just broaden my horizons and try something different. Let me just try this, like when I created Stella, like I had no idea I could talk like this.
Right. And
Like,
you felt comfortable. You felt comfortable enough to go for broke, basically, and like go for
it.
creation. Because of the place that you're around, you were surrounded by people who you felt like comfortable enough that they'll be like, oh, they'll yes and me, and they'll greet me with a smile rather than be like, what the fuck is she doing? Your voice is stupid. We hate you, Gina. You ruined everything.
You're awful.
Or like,
you're awful.
when I created Karen, and I'm like, oh my God, everybody hates me. And it's like, no, they don't hate me. They hate Karen. I hate Karen. Like, I hate Karen. But it's just, it's just something different that I hope everybody can enjoy for the little amounts that they're in the city. But it's really, I did it for me. I did it for the community to try to just make things a little different.
Well, I would definitely say that you have done that. You've inspired people to go and do that. And I'm a big believer in trying a lot of different characters, and maybe not even a lot, but just a couple of different characters. I feel like people have played sometimes the same character every day for a year at this point, 2 years at some people. And it's like, that's a lot. That's a lot of time spent on the same thing over and over and over again. And another really good point too is, do you have characters like not all your characters are criminals, right? You have a one thing that we can lock into here discussion wise is civilian characters. I feel like people go, well, I got to be a good guy or a bad guy, or you might be approaching that kind of your viewpoint at home right now, not you. I'm talking about the viewers and listeners here at Let's Talk Roleplay. If you're listening to this and you're one of those people who are like, well, I'm a cop and I do cop things, that's okay. Or if you're a criminal and you do criminal things, you don't have to create the opposite. Maybe create a civilian character who can just go out there and exist in the world. There's tons and tons of really good Leos out there, really good like people who own different businesses. Karen is just a civilian, right? And so is Stella. Am I correct?
Yes, Stella is the homeless woman who lives under 834 and 835, and then Karen. She is a Karen. She's just Karen. Her and her uncle Simon, who's really not her uncle. They're actually cousins, but because of the age gap, he's the uncle. That's who she hangs out with, and she lives an integrity way, and she just comes around and she talks about how everybody's polluting the environment and how they need to be better. Yeah,
my smell was polluting the environment. You came
out your body odor is really like
it worked out. It worked out great because we were picking up trash. So to me, it was like, oh, perfect. Well, yeah, I smell like trash
and she thanked you for it.
Yeah.
She thanked you. She thanked you for picking up the trash and hugging a tree.
Yeah, and well, and I'll say this: me as a role player, playing Chonky, really appreciate running into other characters, like other people playing characters in the city, and like knowing real quick, like I'm registering that this person's a Karen and they're gonna act like a Karen. So for me as a role player, that's a gift because now I can play with that because I know where you're coming from. So now I can play, and that's important. You do a really good job of allowing people to like really focus in on who you are. I mean, you got the old lady, right? She's making weird comments at the whatever. She's like, well, you seen my golf cart. You have a fun voice for it. Same thing with your other characters too. Arlo, what are some things that you do as far as because I know you're doing voice changing, and Arlo, you just started a brand new character. What are some things you do voice wise that kind of help you?
Well, when I started out, obviously Desmond was just my voice, and then Arlo is just, I've taken slow steps, I guess. Arlo is just my own voice and accent with I just hit, change the tone a little bit, make it deeper, and then I add a little bit more drawl into it, and that's it.
And it becomes fun.
I did try one time to do a Jersey accent, and I couldn't maintain it. My accent, I feel like, is too thick, and it bleeds through too much for it to be effective. So
I kind of want to hear it. Can I get a little Jersey accent? Can you tell me to get over to the side of the road or something?
Oh my God,
Gina, is this rude? Gina, is this gonna bother you?
No.
Okay, good.
Don't think about Gina. She doesn't get offended. She'll just
get
go
over to the side of the road.
Wait, that was a little Minnesota.
Minnesota. See this one.
Hey, you old boys need to pull over, otherwise I'm gonna have to speed up on you and turn on the lights.
Are you from Fargo?
Is that Canada?
Yeah. That sounded good. I like that accent. Whatever.
Can we see your party papers?
Now it's 1942 and I'm in Russia. What is going on? Need some party papers. A big fan of how you do Arlo. One thing I will say too, and let's jam on that for a second. It is scary to do a voice, right? It is kind of, especially if you have no, if it's a voice that you're not used to doing around your house or something, like you said, there's something to tether it to. Like yours was, y'all come back now, you hear? Right? It's like, oh, I can tether myself to that and kind of practice it around the house. The fun game of it now becomes, oh, now or whatever. I'm Karen at the store, or now I'm Stella at a rally. Finding things. We talked earlier. You said something about Chunky, and you were like, oh, I kind of enjoyed how you do certain things or whatever. And I could say the same thing about your characters. And you find it's this fun game of figuring out how to say the thing the way they would say it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Can you jam on that for a second? Because you do a really good job of that. I can always tell it's your voice, not always, but I can always kind of tell it's you because it's a well thought out voiced character. So I'm like, it's got to be Gina. But they always use different words. Does that make sense?
Like I'm just thinking about Stella.
Yeah.
You're such an idiot.
Yes.
You fricker fracker.
Fricker fracker. Like, see,
fricker
like
fracker. Like Daisy wouldn't say fricker fracker.
Right. Exactly.
But Stella says it.
Right. And why is that or how is that like a fun thing to do? Because, you know,
she doesn't want to curse. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
So that's why she's saying that, because she doesn't want to curse.
Yeah, she doesn't. Like, she'll say like you're an idiot, like you fricker fracker, instead of saying you effer. You know.
Right.
Calls him a fricker fracker. Yeah.
Which it comes this fun game of like, how would he say that? I don't know how he'd say that. I have to think about it for a second.
Oh my gosh.
Like not wanting to cuss, right? Boxing yourself in a little bit. Like, how would a Karen react to this in this moment? Like, you know, you smell bad. You're ruining the entire ozone.
Yeah, with her, I use a little bit of a pitch changer on the voice mod. But then I make her sound a little Cali, I guess, right?
I like that, right?
Like you're ruining the environment, like Valley. Like, oh my gosh, like that.
Right, changing your tone and kind of how they say things. That's good.
Right.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
And I love that. I love that. Like, and I don't know if you remember, but Karen was tweeting like crazy, taking pictures of everything and tweeting about how it did this and how she was going to complain and how
your paint is so bright it hurts my ears.
That's like you're.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a vehicle that was a little too bright that it was hurting my eye, or it was hurting my ears. Yeah. Or it was so loud. That's what it was. That color is so loud, it's hurting my ears. Yeah.
It gives you a chance as a performer to kind of be in another world and to find fun things to say like that. It's too loud for my eyes.
Right? Like, yeah.
Arlo, you were talking earlier about how sometimes people will lean too heavily on a voice changer. Like, a voice changer is fine, like everybody do your thing, but like you said, you just tweaked it just a little bit just to make it a little more high pitch, and then you made you on purpose change your tone and how you talk to kind of more of a California style or a Valley Girl style for your character. Arlo, what do you mean when you were talking about people going too extreme with their voice changers?
So I think I understand the purpose, but I think that sometimes it's relied on very heavily. And so let's say you're using a really heavily modified voice modulator. Anyway, you've got it really heavily modified. You can't go from where it is and adjust your own voice and then eventually make yourself sound that way on your own. It doesn't sound as natural, I guess. It gives you a bit of a robotic feel, and you can't really. I don't think you can expand on it or improve on it, really.
It's just kind of like, and as a person role playing with you, unless you're like a character that like has a mask on or something like that, like you just sound like a robot to me. So it's kind of hard to treat it real, I guess, in that sense. If they sound like they sound like they're on Witness Protection Program.
Right.
You're going to relocate me now?
You're going to relocate me? Paul Rudd, no!
No!
They killed Paul Rudd. I don't know if you guys knew, but they killed Paul Rudd. I don't know. One thing we talked about earlier with Gina, and I think Gina does this really well, and you guys can do this with anything, right? It's easy to think like, oh, I'm going to be a Leo. I want to make a Leo type character. Oh, I'm going to make a criminal. What kind of criminal is he going to be? Okay, he's going to be a biker. So you're going to create a biker type character. When let's do a little exercise here while we can, guys, because we're going to do a little creation process. You can follow along at home if you want. Let's all create a biker character. I know you got one, Daisy, but what are some voices that we would first imagine popping in our head when we think biker? Go ahead. Hey, pretty lady.
You want me to take care of him?
Right.
Just real gruff.
real gruff, right? It's kind of what I think. Somebody's been on the road and hadn't talked in a long time because they've been driving for 8 hours.
Strong and rugged, yeah.
Strong and rugged. Those are good words, right?
Yep.
When we're creating characters and you're kind of creating a voice and things like that, these are the kind of things you want to write down during your process of creation. Don't just be sitting out here thinking about it. It helps if you write them down, because now when I look down, it says what? It says strong, and what was the other word you used?
Me? Rugged.
Strong and rugged. Rugged to me means like, like worn out.
Your ass.
Yeah, like burly, or I don't know what the word is. Yeah.
Burly is good too, right? Now it depends. Maybe you find yourself going like, well, I now that I don't really want to do like a grungy voice for my biker. I want to do kind of like a higher pitched, right? So let's all try a higher pitched biker and let's see what that sounds like, just for fun. Go ahead, you guys, whenever you're ready.
Hey, boss.
Yes. Okay. Good.
That's
good.
a good one. I can't.
Right. No, that's perfect. It's perfect. Let's pick. Go ahead. If
no,
you got
go
one.
ahead. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's pick apart what he said, right? So we said, hey, let's do a high pitched voice, and Arlo, thinking of verbiage to say, he thought high pitched. He thought, what would a high pitched character say? Hey, boss, right? That's what he thought of. So for some reason, high pitched to us as humans, or maybe it's just, our American culture, we think of that character who's like the number 2 or like a backup, kind of a grimy side character's like, hey, boss, you need some help? Like your voice is just high pitched for some reason, right?
Want me to knock his ass out?
Right, it kind of fits that little thing, and all we did was just turn up the high pitch a little bit on our own voice, right? And now we have a whole nother character. We have a different character than the tough and rugged kind of guy. We got hey, boss. You see how easy that is when you just raise and lower? Right. So Gina, now I want to hear one if you don't mind. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
Really quick, I wanted to say, 1, I just heard your Jersey, Arlo. And 2, I picture that character as like this scrawny little guy who's really trying to make it, as a biker.
Yeah, he's probably not a biker, but he's trying to be
Yeah, he
one.
wants to be. Yeah, that's just like, that voice just made me think of that.
Perfect. It just comes with its own voice, like character, right? It comes with its own characteristics, and now it's kind of writing itself, all from one little 3-word sentence.
Right. And speaking of on the voice mods, like I feel like people tried to mask their voice, and that's why they're using the voice mod instead. Like you don't have to use the voice mod to change your character. Right? You can just change their personality, give them a totally different personality, and it's not the same character anymore.
Inflection is huge.
Right?
Yeah, and let's talk about that for a second. Personality, right? Personality is you can do things with your inflection. You can do like personality can be depressing or happy or sad or whatever. It can be a lot of different things. How do they compliment people? What are some other things you guys think of when you think of personality for your characters? Just so we can break it down for everybody.
I think Daisy is like very bubbly, a little ditzy, flirtatious.
All great words.
Right? That's how I see her. But at the same time, she's tough because she'll punch you in the face if you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing.
Right.
So she's sweet, but she's also got a tough side.
Which is cool. Those are lots of fun dynamics. How often do we see tough and bubbly next to each other? Right? Like that's a fun dynamic for a character. Someone who's tough that's also bubbly. I want to meet this person. I want to see them in a movie. I'm trying to think of a character that I've thought that was, bubbly but also tough. What a cool combo. What kind of characters for you guys at home when you're thinking about your characters, and these could be for characters you play right now, what are some words you would use to describe them? Are tough and bubbly one of them? If you find yourself as a character not interacting with people well or constantly in drama, not good drama, bad drama, not TNT, we do drama,
we know drama.
Yeah, we know drama, not TNT, we know drama, but like baby mama drama behind the scenes because you're causing problems, right? If you go to your character and you can't look down the list and name a bunch of things about them and you find yourself in a lot of problems, maybe you should spend more time focusing on your character and then you wouldn't have as many of those problems, if that makes sense, right? Arlo, what are some things you do for your or what were some ways do you describe Arlo?
I mean, I would say strong, and maybe not in a physical sense, but just in a maybe a moral sense.
Okay.
He's pretty moral bound. He sticks to his
Moral
promises.
bound.
Yeah, he's very moral bound. I think that Arlo um could very well, cross a line if necessary to save or help, or he's very helping, very moral bound. He loves his community. He's
I
just go ahead.
Well, all those are great, right? I really like the moral bound. It really like stands out for Arlo, but character wise for me, it really like locks in who he is. I can rely on that kind of character. Well, this guy is very moral bound. That's a really good one. Gina, as far as your other characters go, can you think of anything that you would name off the top of for them?
Karen, annoying.
Sorry, one more time. Your voice cut out there.
I'm sorry, Karen would just be annoying. She's
Annoying.
totally annoying,
Annoying.
right?
And there's a fine line between being annoying, like go away annoying, and then annoying, like I'm having fun with this annoying, right?
Right. I
Right.
think
And
I think people enjoy her, but I'm not sure.
I enjoy her, but I could see I'm very much seeing what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I'm just impressed with the process of it, right? Your creativity and like how she's a whole new character, and like I get really involved in that kind of stuff. So I'm in. So I don't know. I don't know if she's annoying to other people. I know everybody really likes Stella, and has great interactions with her. What are some words you would use to describe old Stella?
I like if you really got to know Stella, Stella's a nice person. She's not mean. She wouldn't hurt anybody. She just really wants to find her husband all the time. That's really like she's just
Until he
in
pisses
her
her
golf
off.
cart. Huh?
Until he pisses her off.
Oh, him?
This guy's
What
a pain in the ass.
And I love how like she talks as she's walking away from a scene. She's still talking and mumbling under her breath as she's walking away.
I love it. I love it. It's little things like that that make a character, guys. Like just tiny little things that you add as you go. It just becomes this fun thing. It's like, all right, cool. Now she's walking away. Now I got to do this fun thing. But Daisy doesn't get to do that, right? Or not in the same way.
No.
Right. One thing I want to touch on before we go, we have a little bit of time here left. And if there's anything either of you want to talk about, Arlo or Gina, very grateful that you guys are both here talking about RP. Very grateful you guys are at home talking about RP. Wooey says Gina has an awesome Jersey accent. I would agree. I'm a fan. It's an instant thing. Sharky says Sharky passed her off to Arlo as soon as he could.
Talking about Karen.
Yeah. Talking about Karen, yeah.
He's like, oh, hey, I think you need to go talk to Arlo. Blindsided.
But Arlo really couldn't get involved because there was a conflict of interest because the complaint was against his wife.
Yeah, you like how I dodged that bullet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can't take the report because G says up a little ways here. He says, how do you describe your character? And in parentheses, he puts mustache.
That's it. Oh, him? Yeah.
Yeah. I could very much go into detail on how Wooey's or that character or whatever. For what that character fits the Matthew McConaughey role for the entire city. It just whatever that means to y'all. For me, that's what it means. We're talking about
McConaughey role.
We're talking about mustache. Yeah, we're talking about G.
G Willikers.
G is Matthew McConaughey to me.
Is he?
Yeah. For sure.
And he talks about my accent. I just love his voice. I told him
he
has a voice I've never heard in my life.
There's something to it, right?
Never heard it in film, never heard it on the phone, never heard it on the radio. Like it is just his voice.
Yeah, it is unique.
You know what I found out the other day, and this is what really sucks, and this is what really bites, right? I followed him the other day. He's handsome too. Ugh, come on. He's a good guy. He's got a great voice, and he's handsome. Give me a break.
Has he ever turned around for you? He's got a great ass too.
Listen. He's not gonna make it through the front door when he comes back to work. So you guys, his head's gonna be too big.
He's a pretty good Moira too. That doesn't mean anything to y'all, but that'll make his head real big. Big fan of that guy. Real good dude. That's one thing you said earlier that meant a lot to me, Gina, and that's something we can kind of end it on here. I think is you said, yeah, I felt so confident because of where I was, because this place feels like a home, and I look around and there's other people doing it, and I know my friends and the other people who I may not be friends with here, but they're in this community, are going to support me enough that I can go try different characters. And so because you felt like that, because you felt comfortable, you were able to go and do that. And so you guys out there, remember that, that's what we're doing here, is we're creating a safe space creatively for us all to have each other's back. So no matter what kind of character, no matter what kind of RP storyline I do, as long as I come at it from a positive and a supportive and a kind place, and I'm thinking about other people's RP, which Gina does a great job of, and that's why her characters crush, because she's thinking of them as like, how can I interact this character with other people? And she's finding all these fun ways, right? And that's why we're all enjoying Gina's stuff so much, and that's why everybody's going to her stream right now in the Twitch, and we're saying, oh my god, subscribe, follow, subscribe. Gina, anything else you want to say about the community, or just kind of anything going on right now for you, RP wise, or stream and plans?
I'll just touch on that in this community, you're a part of the community, and the community is going to support you any way that they can, and that's it.
Yeah, so go out there and try multiple characters. Go out there and exist as different things. Try different things. A big thing we didn't talk about tonight, and I think we have a minute here just to talk about it. Peds. You used Peds, right?
I did.
Just characters that are already there. There's 200
There's
males.
hundreds.
Yes, and there's like 260 females. Go get a character and just start walking around into the world. Don't even think about a voice or anything. Just start walking around as one, and I promise you, you're gonna find you'll find yourself so much fun.
It'll come to you.
Yeah,
you'll give them personality for sure.
Yeah.
That's what that's what I enjoy. It's not necessarily the coming up with the backstory and the initial creation, but it's how they evolve and how they become the character.
Yeah, I heard some Roscoe right there.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I even get him.
You got any alcohol?
Yeah, I know you did. Also, guys, I don't mind spoiling this here if you don't, Gina. Gina said that she may have a bangeranger in her midst. That we might see
some practice.
Well, I think you got it.
What you talking about?
Just drink you some whiskey. It'll come right out of you.
That's right. You take a sip of that, you to be heading down the street, supervise for yourself.
Oh my god. Tot will look in her eyes.
That's right.
Color her eyes. They're skin colored.
Todd's so good. He runs the funniest. Those guys have inspired me a lot too. Sharky and Gigi and Wooey and Arlo here. Their hillbilly characters are the funniest. Like, I could hang out with them all day. So I'd love for you to come out and hang out with us, dude.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I gotta get Roscoe back out again. He has no purpose. Lou's gone. He's gotta get the bangarang going.
That's right. Come on to be kin. I give you purpose. Give you some kin.
No, but I'm not blood.
That's right. You be bad for us. We make you own kin. That's kind of what we're all doing, right? We're all kind of making our own kin out here. And it's nice to have family. It's kind of nice to have an internet family that like we can all lean on creatively, because I like to try different stuff. Yeah. I like to be creative. And Gina, you're super creative, and big fan of your stream too. How long have you been streaming, you said? Since when?
Well, I'm like an on and off again streamer, but since September of 2019.
Well, I know you
on Facebook and now on Twitch.
Oh, okay. You're on Facebook too. I'm definitely on Facebook. Old Sharky says we gonna blow stuff up. Yeah, we are. That's definitely the plan. Shady says, hope you well. Not seeing you ever. Is it Ducky? Oh, Ducky is Kate, I think. Arlo, anything logistical? Any housekeeping you need to do?
Housekeeping. I could probably sweep.
Cool. Well, do your sweeping. Get it out before we close her down.
Nope. No sweeping. We're good. I'm go ahead.
No, go ahead, please. I'm gonna what?
Got it. Go ahead.
You son of a! Every time!
Don't make fun of me, alright?
I know I've said it before, guys, but I'm going to say it again. Be more like Gina Loves Gaming, a phenomenal member of the community. We're all grateful that she's here. be inspired by their creativity, right? Go get into peds, go try multiple characters, go have fun. If you're looking for a friend to go have fun with, I guarantee you, if you hit up Gina Loves Gaming and said, hey, would you be interested in coming to create a character with me? She would be like,
I would love it.
she's like moving stuff around her house, like, let's go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm already in the Discord. Let's go.
Yes, they're waiting. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, and we'll do it right here because we have people here watching. We should set up some kind of thing, and me and Harper and I think a couple other people have discussed it, of like a night where everybody just creates like a random ped, and we just go to an event as random peds, and we all kind of interact together and just kind of have fun and see what that feels like, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm in. We're going to hold her to it, guys. That's everything we have here for you here at Let's Talk Roleplay. We'll be back next week with a new guest. Me and Arlo are going to meet up this week, and we're going to come up with a whole calendar, a whole month load of guests and topics, so you guys can be ready for the whole month. If you have suggestions on guests you want to have on here, or if you want to be on here, put your name in the chat below and say, hey, I'd like to be in here. Other than that, topics you guys want to hear about. I'm trying to think of anything else we need to discuss. Arlo, can you think of anything?
No, planning out topics. You nailing it.
Yeah.
Any feedback, guys? Drop it in the Discord. Would love your input. Like you said, come up with some questions, guests.
Yeah, I think it's been a really fun time just focusing in on next chapter role players, because it makes I feel really good about telling Gina how awesome they are because Gina really is that awesome, and I'm glad we get to put a spotlight on them.
I think you're amazing. I think both of you are amazing. I think everybody's amazing.
Thanks. Well, if everybody's amazing, then I can't be as amazing, so that's fine. No. Everybody is amazing. I agree with you 100%. Speaking of which, we're going to put another link in the freaking bio to go follow Gina Loves Gaming. That's the best thing you could do, I think, right, Gina? Unless there's anything else. Give them some subscribes. Give them some follows. We'll see you guys later. This has been Let's Talk Roleplay. I'm Rez. That's Mr. Conniption. Up there somewhere in the universe is the one, the only, the amazing Gina Loves Gaming. We're so grateful for you, friend. We'll see you guys later.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Gina. Love you guys.
Gina. Love you. See you later.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God! Why are you getting all these subs? What are you doing? Crazy! Oh, you didn't think that was very cool of you to do that, dude.